Hi guys. Well, hope you can hear me and see me. Wonder, do I want to switch the camera around? I don't think so. Okay. So, anyway, I'm at chapter 32 in this book called Transfiguration of Our World by Gordon Asher Davidson. So, just gonna keep working on this book. It's been a little while since I've been here on YouTube. So, anyway, chapter 32, immediate next steps and signs of change. The next steps in the unfolding plan. 1. Complete the defeat of the cabal and remove them from holding any control or power. 2. Support lighted individuals and groups to take over the world's systems and recreate them. 3. Provide immediate practical assistance to those in greatest need in the world. 4. Change the world atmosphere from fear and insecurity to a relaxed goodwill. 5. Provide confidence to the world's people that they will be safe, respected, provided for, and able to build creative, joyful lives. Signs of change. Investigations of financial fraud. UBS AG, Credit Suisse Group AG, and 6 additional major banks are being investigated by the Swiss Competition Commission as the probe into the alleged manipulation of foreign exchange rates deepens. Currency trading investigations are continuing. As top executives leave and traders are suspended or fired in the face of investigations into the potential manipulation of the $5 trillion a day foreign exchange market, the New York Times reported New York State's top financial regulator, Benjamin M. Lawsky, is investigating the Royal Bank of Scotland, Deutsche Bank, and others involved in this illegal activity. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission and the Commodities Futures Trading Commission are also investigating currency traders. High-speed stock trading abuse and insider trading gives certain stock traders an unfair advantage over other investors. This abuse has been revealed in a new book, Flash Boys by Michael Lewis, and as a result, investigations have been launched into this practice by the U.S. Attorney General and the FBI. The FBI has also been part of a multi-year crackdown on insider trading that has led to 79 convictions of hedge fund traders and others. New controls to crack down on banks are being proposed. As there is evidence of deep-seated cultural and ethical failures at many large financial institutions, William C. Dudley, president of the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, recently stated, according to the New York Times, these comments are based on the record of money laundering, market rigging, tax dodging, selling faulty financial products, trampling homeowner rights, and rampant risk-taking, which have been well-documented practices of big banks and financial institutions in recent years, the Times reports. Dudley also stated that they have put in place new controls to crack down on banks when they need to, and they are also putting pressure on the boards of banks. Positive trends. The International Monetary Fund is now focusing on income inequality, in addition to its traditional concerns, according to Managing Director Christine Lagarde, the New York Times reported. She says that tackling inequality is part of their mandate, which is financial stability. Anything that is likely to rock the boat financially and macroeconomically is within our mandate. The IMF's research has shown that income inequality makes growth less durable in most countries. A flatter distribution of income, the study concluded, contributes more to sustainable economic growth than politics, foreign debt, openness to trade, foreign investment, or its exchange rate. The secret to human flourishing is the development of every individual. The Dalai Lama recently affirmed at a 2-day meeting of the Conservative European Enterprise Institute. He also said free enterprise is a useful tool, but wielding capitalism for good requires deep moral awareness, according to the New York Times. He stated that money per se is not evil, but that the key question is whether we utilize our favorable circumstances, such as our good health or wealth, in positive ways and helping others. Arthur C. Brooks, the president of the Institute, was obviously profoundly affected by the Dalai Lama's ideas and presence. He wrote in an op-ed piece for the Times, "Washington needs more people like the Dalai Lama, and we need practical policies based on moral empathy. Tackling these issues may offend entrenched interests, but this is immaterial. It must be done." And temporary political discomfort pales in comparison with the suffering that vulnerable people bear every day, he wrote. Former U.S. President Bill Clinton spoke about galactic civilizations on the Jimmy Kimmel Show in the U.S. Clinton is one of the leaders. Are you kidding me? Darn it. You're supposed to only take what resonates and leave the rest. So, I'm almost done with this book. I just didn't want to give up. But like I've said at the beginning, it's from a few years ago, 2015, I think. And I don't know if this guy writing this book is a shill. And so he wrote a pretty nice book with like a few disinformation pieces. Or if, or he could just not know, you know what I mean? Nice, smart people can't know everything, so they sometimes might put some bad info into their nice book. Anyway, knows some aspects of the plan and is aware of the galactic civilization. If we were visited someday, I wouldn't be surprised. There are just too many planets in the universe to think otherwise, Clinton said. His statements on television are part of preparing humanity for the revelations of the disclosure process. Sure, that's fine. The U.S. military plans to reduce the U.S. Army to its smallest force since before World War II, U.S. Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel said, and take it off the war footing adopted after 9/11. Russia will not import GMO products. The country's Prime Minister, Dmitry Medvedev, said, adding that the nation has enough space and resources to produce organic food. Moscow has no reason to encourage the production of genetically modified products or import them into the country. Medvedev told a Congress of deputies from rural settlements. Finland is the first country to meet the Kyoto Accord goals in greenhouse gas emissions reduction. Finland emissions in a 5-year period of 2008 to 2005 were 5% below the assigned amount of emissions specified for Finland. Meditation on unblocking media channels. This would be a good one. Okay. Begin your meditation by aligning your heart and soul to higher spiritual sources, to the angels, masters, Shambhala, and the galactics. And see spiritual energy pouring down into the media of the world. Wow, that's good. Visualize the network of communication of all types, especially television, films, the internet, etc., as a vast web transmitting information, often distorted and darkened by wrong motives. See the entire communication web of the planet being flooded by light and love and power flowing from the meditation alignment. Channel that and harness it into the planet Earth. See it sweeping away all darkness, blockages, and controls which might distort the light of truth reaching humanity. See the control of these systems flowing to lighted individuals and groups who seek to raise human consciousness into its true dynamic, creative functioning. Aware of its cosmic relationships and dedicated to the good of all life on the planet. See the energies of Shambhala and the spiritual masters to flow through this web, freeing up the circulation of lighted energies, inspiring those working in the media with new creative ideas to help enlighten and educate humanity. Know this work is a major contribution to the plan and an essential part of what is needed now. Do this meditation as often as you can. Chapter 33, Soul Groups. In the passage of time, many events occur in the life of humanity that are not visible to most people. These include the incoming waves of various soul groups with specific purposes, such as to break through crystallized civilizational patterns, embody compassion and unity, create new social forms such as the internet and social networking, resist and break the power of totalitarian regimes, anchor spiritual energies on earth through new patterns of energy flows. In all of these, the source of major outer impacts and changes on earth are to be found in the soul group which emanates from the inner worlds with a specific unified purpose and task. These are carried out without varying degrees of alignment with the pure originating impulse. Each of these groups contributes to evolutionary progress. Much of the current upheaval on Earth is due to the vast number of soul groups who have simultaneously incarnated to assist in the transfiguration of the Earth at this crucial time. Each generation has brought in a new wave, carrying powerful transformative energies, building upon the previous progress from earlier waves. There has been no pause between these dynamic impulses carried by the soul group, as each succeeding wave is responding to ever-increasing frequencies of cosmic and galactic energies with greater power and precision. This progression is facilitated by the increasing potential in materializing all the spiritual energies and plans seeking to enter the earth and affect humanity's consciousness and way of life. Tremendous leaps of consciousness and understanding are occurring with unprecedented speed in science and spirituality, as well as in fields such as ethics and the financial world. Once the cabal is removed, this will accelerate very rapidly, allowing the plan to more fully guide human civilization. Identifying your soul group. To contribute to the outworking of the divine plan, it is useful for each individual to reflect upon the soul group which we feel most aligned and identified with. These groups include lighted political activators, new civilization builders, financial guardians, transformational artists, energetic healers, soul-inspired teachers, scientific synthesizers, technology transformers, creative magicians. These symbolic designations can help light workers find the right placement for their field of activity and creation, attract co-creative partners, and focus their energies with their true soul group. Standing shoulder to shoulder with hearts and minds as one, each can then maximize their individual creativity and contribution within their soul group. Each of the soul groups is a very different and unique pathway of service and connection to the plan. Every field of endeavor can be connected to the plan once the individual or group has a clear understanding of how the plan is unfolding. This is why it is important that the vision of humanity's unfolding future is clearly presented and held by as many people as possible. The plan is meant to permeate the consciousness of humanity and be consciously held by a majority and ultimately by all people, with each individual understanding on their own level. For ordinary people, the plan will mean having a good life, raising a family in a loving cooperative community, and being creatively expressive in their lives. For those who seek to serve in larger arenas, there will be a multitude of opportunities to organize society in harmonious and loving ways through business, politics, education, etc. For those with an expanded consciousness and a worldwide view, there can be leadership and creativity on an international level. For others, the greatest service will be to connect with galactic civilizations and build relationships with these civilizations beyond the Earth. Each will serve in the arena that corresponds to their level of consciousness and developed capacities. When all the soul groups are working consciously within a true understanding of the plan of transfiguration, the evolutionary progress of humanity will seem miraculous in the speed of transformation and the improvement in the worldwide human condition. This is why it is useful to help each advanced soul know and understand who their true co-creative soul partners are. Drawing them together through resonance of purpose and vibrational frequency, and working in harmony and joy for the good of the whole is the goal. This is how the plan is being fulfilled. Divine understanding and a completed point of view. Divine understanding is seeing clearly how all events, circumstances, and situations lead eventually to the fulfillment of the divine plan, to a deeper understanding and wisdom in humanity, and in the end fulfills the plan. Divine understanding is also fully appreciating and utilizing the multidimensional nature of reality and the great chain of being as an organizing principle. This is a recognition that each level of being is held in love within a greater being in an infinite series of nested hierarchies. A completed point of view means understanding the multitude factors present in each set of circumstances, the actors, the timing, and the process of unfoldment. constant change and adaptation, and the ultimate goals of the solar and planetary beings. Patience and acceptance of the rightness of all that occurs is required. Even though it may seem that the whole world is in limbo or chaos while waiting for the plan to unfold, this is partially true, and yet much activity is happening beneath the surface, and as energy is unblocked to support the plan, all will be revealed. Okay, I'm going to stop there.